Hello everyone, hope you're well, you're smelling great, enjoying your favourite fragrances today, and this is what we'll be opening. It is Serge Lutens Ambre Sultan. Okay, yeah, so this is what we're going to be opening today. It is Ambre Sultan by Serge Lutens. So we'll get straight into this. It is a blind buy, and it's something I've had on my radar for a while actually. I've found a fascination with amber fragrances. So yeah, I quite like the Accord. So I was looking into it, and this one seemed to pop out at me. I don't know much about it as usual. It just struck a chord, so I went and thought, yeah, I'll blind buy this. And well, it was always on my radar though. I've had a few comments about this actually. Some other people mentioned it, so that helped me prompt to rush out and buy it. I believe I paid £106 for this. I got it on a discounter for a really good price. So yeah, don't know what it retail. I think it might retail about 170, 180. So yeah, it's a really good price. Well, that was the cellophane on opening. This is the, have a look in. Now, I don't know what that is there. Can you see that? Have a look, shall we? Oh, right, okay. It's an atomizer. That's quite bizarre. I hope there's an atomizer. Do I have to install that, do I? Alright. Maybe I do. Yeah, I do. So I have to put that atomizer in myself. Seems quite odd. Alright. Dropping it everywhere. I'm back. Right. So yeah, that's it. That's the atomizer. Which is a bit of a shame really, because now I'm going to smell it when I open it. Unless I hold my breath. What an odd concept. Flipping out. So now, oh, there we go. what a, wow, what can you say to that? Very interesting. Right, so let's get it on. Okay, so immediately that smells sort of boozy and smoky. It smells familiar. It smells, what am I smelling now? There's a real, what am I smelling with this? It's very familiar. Maybe it is a little like Grand Soir. It's very, very similar. I guess that's the amber cover. There's something else I can't quite put my finger on. Oy. Hello. Hello. Cat likes this one, so yep, seal of approval. Okay, so the main accords for this are amber, aromatic, fresh spicy, balsamic, woody, and warm spicy. It's interesting. It really is. I'm anticipating big things for it. I'm not mad on boozy accords. Yeah, I'm not mad on that sort of opening. However, I do get the sense this might dry down to something pretty awesome. So it's developed by Christopher Sheldrake. notes in this are resins, amber, bay leaf, myrrh, benzoin, sandalwood, vanilla, coriander, oregano, patchouli, Angelica and Myrtle. So some killer notes in that. Certainly ones I enjoy anyway. I really for the life of me cannot place what this is. And it's one of those ones that's on the balance for me. I like it or I don't. It's, if that makes sense. I'm not sure if it's a note that I've disliked in the past or it's a note that I've really liked in the past. My olfactory system just can't decide at the moment. I think that's because it's anticipation of really great things that are to come with this dry down. Not so keen on the opening, however. Again, openings, I've learnt not to judge the opening on the first ever time of using a fragrance, because I don't feel it gives it justice. I think fragrance has to settle down some before. So yeah, no, this is really drawing into something awesome. I thought it would. I'm much further in the dry down than the opening, definitely. Okay, so let's have a little look at some pros to this. Gorgeous golden warmth. Does feel it, does feel warm, does feel spicy, does feel like it's going to be a pleasure. Dense and complex scent. This, obviously I can't help draw similarities to Grand Soir. However, I do feel this is probably a little bit more mysterious. There's more notes. I think on the journey of this is going to be one of discovering what's in this, whereas Grand Soir is pure perfection in the sense that it is just one smell only, but that one smell only is divine. This has got depth to it, it's got character. Perfectly done amber. Yeah, I'm feeling it pretty short way into the wear. I'm feeling this artistic expression of amber. Well, yeah, nice way to put it actually. It's like you got Grand Soir at the front, so you see that, yet behind it you've got all this background going off, and yeah, it makes it intriguing. I'm really looking forward to the experience, the journey with wearing this one. This next comment is full of facets. That's the word I was looking for, facets. It's multifaceted. There's understated and elegant bottle design. Well, yeah, it just works, doesn't it? Other than that little thing. See, I keep mine in the boxes, I do. I don't know how anyone else stores theirs, but I generally keep mine in the boxes. Now that has just made that where I'd have to, well, I might, no, without bending the car. I'm a bit, how can I put it? I don't like, I like things to be quite untouched and unspoiled. So this, I'm going to have to bang hard, and bend the box. It might not mean anything to others, though. Yeah, it's just the way I like to store mine. And yeah, though, yeah, back to the bottle design. Lovely little bottle. It's quite suave actually. It's elegant, simple and elegant. It's an interesting bottle. I don't know if they're all like that. This is the only Serge Lutens that I've come across, so yeah, it is elegant. Yeah, warm vanilla, high animalic, dry down. Well, I'm anticipating that's the smell. I'm smelling vanilla, definitely. Though I just can't place the other fragrance that I've had that vanilla in, and yeah. Vintage Palais Royal logo. Vintage Palais Royal logo. I don't know what that means. And that's a pro. So, yeah. Take your word for that. Strong emphasis on herbs and spices. This is cons now. Strong emphasis on herbs and spices. That gets a lot of thumbs up. And that's a con. Is that a con? That's to me, that's it. I like well, I suppose if you don't like herbs and spices, that's odd. That smells quite dusty. It doesn't smell of the fragrances. But maybe that's been in the box for a while and okay, may not be suitable for everyone's taste. So yeah, you could say that about every fragrance. Requires a confident individual to wear it. Does it? Does this feel beast mode? Does this? Not really, no. I imagine it's going to leave a sillage emanating a foot, maybe two. And that's having just put it on. I can't really see this being beast mode though. I feel it being like a warm cocoon, a comfortable wear for the individual. It's definitely going to garner compliments if people are close. Yeah, getting close and intimate. Definitely. In terms of confidence, this isn't a bold, brash statement maker, or it's not coming across as that to me. Now, this is first experience, so take that for what it is. I just don't feel that what did that get actually? Requires a confident individual. Well, that gets a lot of thumbs up, 57 to 19, and I'm tending to disagree. I think anyone could pull this off. You wouldn't need to just be a confident person. I think a couple of sprays of this, it could quite go understated. I think you could blend it in the background with this. Do you know what? I'm going to spray a bit in there because I'm trying to spray and smell it, but it smells dusty. That's better. It does have that alcoholic fragrance opening, which I'm not mad keen on. I've probably said that before with many fragrances. I'm not keen on. Too savoury and herbal for some. I'm not really picking up a herby vibe, to be honest. It's boozy. It's boozy and vanillic. I'm going to let that just dry off a bit on that. Challenging scent. I think initially with the opening of this might be a little challenging. For me, looking at here, not many people agree. Well, it's nearly half and half actually. Linear and lacking in variety. This is more faceted than other amber fragrances I've tried. Not true to actual amber scent. No, I don't think anyone agree with that. Might not be true to its name, Ambre Sultan. what does that mean? I've got a friend called Sultan. Yeah. So longevity, long lasting's coming up, moderate sillage, unisex, and okay price. I feel for the price I paid for that, the 106, I think that's bang on. I probably would pay a little more. Yeah, would I pay the retail price for this? As it stands now, yeah, at discount, this is well worth it. Full price, full retail, I'm not sure. We'll have a few comments. It's not going to be a long one, this. This guy here, second bottle. If the movie The English Patient had a scent track, then Ambre Sultan would be it. Such an epic perfume. Incredibly strong, sultry, Middle Eastern, a lovely choice for my evening occasions for me as a female. Okay, it does lean towards evening to wear this. Yeah, cool, warm evenings. I think this is probably more suitable outdoors as well. This is very well done fragrance and true to the notes. It's very bold and complex. Unfortunately, it was too masculine for my personal taste, but would do well for someone who enjoys spicy, warm, very bold fragrances. I'm not picking it up. Maybe that'll come in the dry down, or maybe I've got anemic to this. Yeah, be interested to see what feedback I get. In the beginning, it smells 60-70% like Myrtle, but after like 20 minutes, it's not as incensey, but more herbal to me. It's an okay smell, but doesn't blow me away. The performance is average. So far, Dior and Myrtle is still my top incense smell. I've not smelt that, though. I do like incense, and I find it hard to find anyone who does incense better than Amouage myself. Very nice amber fragrance. This is really a benchmark in this fragrance family. Opening is a bit animalic and spicy. The closest fragrance to Ambre Sultan is Molinard Ambre, but the latter is less animalic and spicy, but more smoky and intensity. I got a sense of smokiness with this when it first come on. Not smelling that so much now. Hell yes. Favourite Serge Lutens. I almost blind bought it because of the legendary amber scent status, and I'm glad I didn't. The Oregano makes the scent too herbal for my taste, and I usually don't agree with people saying too easily that amber fragrance gives this old lady vibe. But with this one, I have to. Old lady, eh? I feel like an old lady. Anyone else got a Johnson's Baby Powder mixed with Coca-Cola? I mean, like it's been thrown all over you from head to toe, including up your nose. Just me them. So many fragrances get the baby powder like thrown at it. Like, smells of baby powder, smells of baby powder, smells of baby powder. The Oregano overpowers everything. It's a death note for me. I can't smell much beyond it. Same problem I had with Interlude. They smell the same to me. This is just a slightly weaker pure Oregano scent. Well, I can't smell Oregano. I didn't see it listing the notes as well. Well, then that don't mean anything, because many times they don't list it. I got this for my man during Australian winter, and it's so delicious on him. I think it works great in our climate, both summer and winter. Instant signature for him. Amber perfection. It's a spicy warmth, like a tight hug by the campfire in a pine forest in northern European autumn. It is a comfortable wear. Interesting perfume, but I don't like it. I only smell spices and herbs. Not my thing, otherwise it has good longevity and strength. The price is also fair, okay. For that, for £106 from discount, do it at that price. Yeah, it is well worth it. It's not going to go to waste. This, the only thing I do have, and again I've got to be fair to it. The only misgiving I might find with this is whether or not it's redundant in comparison to Grand Soir, which is one of my favourite ambers. I love wearing that. Does Grand Soir make this redundant? That's what I'm hoping on the wear and the facets that come out with this. This is too mature for me. It smells like more of a vintage style of fragrance. It's okay, but the green notes, coriander and myrtle ruin it for me. Surprisingly, on my skin, it smells like licorice. I hate licorice. Overall, I can understand why people would like this, but it's just not my taste at all. That's fair enough. It's interesting saying vintage. It does sort of have a timeless classic feel about it. Doesn't feel like it's one of them that would go out of date, though it's got an old vibe to it. I know that's probably a contradiction in terms. Yeah, right, okay, this reminds me totally of Ivory Root by Serge. Or at least this is how my body perceives both perfumes. Amberish, a bit spicy with some green love it. That's very interesting. Maybe that's what this is reminding me of. Ivory Root, which is a flipping corker of a fragrance. I think that person's hit it, yeah. That is what this reminds me of. I flipping knew it. I knew it. Thanks for reminding me of that. I knew I'd smelt something similar. I didn't. The obvious one was Grand Soir, but yeah, there is vibes of Ivory Root, which again I flipping love. Two corker fragrances there, and this is sort of like a bit of a blend of them both. One of the best ambers in the game from master perfumer Christopher Sheldrake. I don't know anything about Christopher Sheldrake, but I'll certainly be having a look into him and seeing what other works he's done. Little bit vintage style, so, not bad, but not gorgeous. Yeah, vintage works. What did I smell the other day, actually? And I've never smelled this fragrance, and it was an old bottle of Aramis, and I've never smelled Aramis at all. And I thought, I've got to have a little thing. And it actually, I was really surprised. It was like, that was the first thing that hit me, was vintage, absolute masculinity. And it was like, yeah, so I've now got Aramis in my collection, vintage Aramis. But yeah, there's nothing the matter with vintage. I think if it's got that style, it's stamped in time, then that's great. My only concern is the reformulation of some of these vintages. You just don't come up to par with the old school. Get old bottles of them. There's something about the opening I don't like, but after that it's amazing. Yeah, I agree. It's that boozy sort of, almost sort of chemicalish type of opening, and I'm hoping that settles down. It might just need air oxidization. This is really drying down nice now. Nice and dirty. Great comment. Amazing. The amber fragrance to end all amber fragrances. It doesn't get better than this. Okay. There's only one thing I can say about this fragrance that I adore, and that is feral. This is as feral a fragrance as you can get. It's wild. Oh, fair play. Okay, we'll start wrapping this up. I've been wearing this since I was 20. College girls loved it, and it was even stronger and more intense back then. I concur. It's not the easiest fragrance for everyone to pull off, but I wouldn't write off trying this one just because you're younger. It totally can work. Great. I'm trying to think, because Grand Soir to me isn't a youthful fragrance. I really like the fact that person's gone out and, you know, I can't imagine in their 20s anyone's going to be smelling like them if they're wearing this. And that in itself's going to pique interests, that you're not smelling like everyone else who smells of Paco Rabanne Million or Eros or Ventus or all the other major, like Dior, Sauvage, that type of thing. You're going to be different, you're going to stand out. And it's much more seductive, I feel, than most of those mainstream designers. There's a mystique with this. There's an allure. Someone else around you smells this, it's going to be alluring to them. So it doesn't surprise me that he's had 20 odd women around him. For all my Indian and Middle Eastern people, this smells like pan, the betel leaf chewing thing. Betel leaf. Not sure if you want to smell like that, but that's what I'm getting. Betel leaf. Warm, resinous, spicy, sweet, and powdery amber contrasts with dry, clean, sharp aromatics. Beautifully balanced and complex. Powerful yet inviting. Not suitable for a cold, awkward, ugly bitch like me though. Oh, don't put your scent down. Niche amber, the worst kind. Crazy smoke, super resinous, dark. Zero mass appeal. Serge Lutens is not it, man. Okay, it depends what you like. I mean, they're saying Serge Lutens is not it. Now, I don't know how many have got in the range. Imagine probably got a few. That there'll be one within that at least that a person may enjoy. I think it'd be a terrible ass if everyone they made was a stinker. Very resinous, a little smoky. To me, it smells very similar to being in a sauna or wax used for body hair removal. All I can get now is Ivory Root. It's a stronger vanilla and amber than ivory root, and that's what I like about ivory root. So now I'm really excited. I'm really pleased with this. Zooey mama, this is love at first sniff, spicy amber. All right, well, we'll leave it at that. Blind buy, did it work out? Yeah, definitely, 100%. Not disappointed at all. It's going to get some real use, this is, I feel it. So I don't know if anyone ever gets emotional when wearing fragrances, that it affects their physiology. I've had a few fragrances where it almost like want to cry. Not out of sadness, like enjoyment. Let me know if anyone's had any experience like that with any fragrances. All right, we'll leave it at that. Yeah, to me, winner. I'd always err on the side of caution with blind buying. Obviously, check the chords and the note breakdowns. If that's not for you, don't bother. If there's things in there, don't bother. To be fair, most of the blind buys I'm buying now, that they're a little bit more, even though I don't know a great deal about them, that they're a little bit more educated, informed decisions based on what I think and anticipate I'm going to like. As a result of that, I've not been let down that much with blind buys recently. My blind buys have definitely outweigh like stinkers. Yeah, I've had more success blind buying than I've had like ones that I regret. I think there's only 2 or 3 blind buys I've regretted, and I've offloaded them anyway, so it's not, I've been left with some real good results through blind buying. Though again, I appreciate, always be careful, do one's due diligence for these things, because they can come with a price, and so I wouldn't necessarily look at my recommendations and think that's going to suit you, because of the cost involved, it can become, a little bit pricey if it's not for you. So yeah, just err on the side of caution. Though that's it. That's Serge Lutens, Ambre Sultan. I enjoyed that, and I wish you all the best, and ensure you continue creating value in your lives and environment. So bye for now. Thank you.